to be concerned about is a situation where people are faced with the fact that they may not have a home, and I want to represent those people to make sure that they have a home.
I've been to my mortgage officer,
Yes.
and she spoke to me and told me that those settlement letters back then, please be clear. This is my documentation.
I took, when the team came to see me at the office, I took a copy of letters like these. So I know all the letters that HBC would have sent to different people. Because I want to have that, and that helped me to prepare the form so I could make sense of it. You understand? So you would be one of the people that needs representation. That if you come to the parliamentary office,
Yes.
and you give the details to my people who are there, we will write a letter for you by the next day, which we will send to HBC on your behalf, and we will also give you a copy of that so you can have it.
Thank you very much.
Okay? Thank you. All the letters that we send on behalf of people, we will make sure that the minister has it, so that if the matter ends up being a problem in HBC, we could raise a question in Parliament, we could raise it directly with the minister involved, or we could deal with the issue publicly.
They got letters of eviction, they said, but they're not coming here to no meeting. One of them, he said, because he had a situation with the law and he was locked up, he's unable to meet his debt because of not working and being in prison for a while. So he said he would like to get time so he can just give them all the money. He will go to the trust and get the money and pay it off. Whereby the other one, he said he's not coming totally. There's nothing they can do to help him right now because of the money he is owing. And he only working, not working, but getting disability. And he have a lot of things that he's have to do with, so he cannot afford to meet the criteria. And he want to know why it is they can't drop his money from 800 to 500. Mortgage and Finance take her money out of her salary every single month, but she received that letter and she couldn't understand why she received that letter.
I wrote a letter, when I saw everybody else but one, I wrote a letter and told HCC that I am currently unemployed, so I would not be able to go to an institution to get a mortgage because, I mean, who will give you a mortgage if you don't have a job letter?
If you, in good faith, took a home from HDC and your circumstances change because of the economic conditions in the country, I think it's legitimate and reasonable to try and make a case. If you take the position that you're not paying, you can't afford it, you haven't won the house, that is one matter. But if you say to them, look, I would like to keep this house, I've paid so much on it so far, and I really want to keep this house, but I cannot pay at the level that you are asking me to pay. I think it is reasonable for a state institution to make some accommodation for the people. Now that don't mean they should give you the house, and that don't mean they should make it mortgage free for you, because that is not reasonable. But it does mean that they should show some human consideration to make sure that they give you time and opportunity to keep your house. You understand? My staff is in my office 5 days a week. They are there from 8 in the morning and they stay until 4. Alright? And the things that I do are really based on the preparation that they do. They will draft up the letters, they will do the research, they will get the information from the people, etc. You must not be afraid to represent yourself. This is something I want to say. And you see like how the fellas, like they're fed up and they kind of give up and they really want to come to no meeting and so on. You must not allow that to happen to you. You know, sometimes things are rough and you get a little depressed. Sometimes you get frustrated and so on. But life is about persistence. And you have to find ways and means of making sure that you are okay. And remember, it's not you. When you have a home, you're looking after a family. Alright? So even if you're frustrated and you're fed up, you have to have courage for them. Alright? And you have to give them courage too. Because when they get out of the house, will give up. What happens to the rest of them? They lose courage, you know. So it's better. I mean, maybe somebody go to prison, they did something wrong, they pay for the crime and so on. Alright? But you could still make representation. You could go and say, look, this was my situation. And I believe the truth matters and it makes a difference with people. I think if you tell people what the facts are, they know that you're straightforward and you're not lying. I think it makes a big difference. You know, people are people everywhere, they know they have feelings. You know? So we could try and do that. So I don't want each one of you to explain your situation. But if you feel you'd like to say anything here, please do. And what I would say, if you would be willing to come to the office Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and you give them the information over there, and people are very confidential, nothing that happens in the office goes outside. All we do is represent people and try to deal with the government agencies. Sometimes we could help people, sometimes we can't help them. Sometimes we help them and they still have problems. That is to say, we think we help them and they're successful, and we end up with a problem, we have to take the matter all over again. But we are very diligent. We treat everybody with respect, we treat everybody with dignity, and we try to represent everybody as long as it's a reasonable issue. Sometimes you have people who are unreasonable, they come for things that you can't do. I'm grateful to say that is few and far between. But most people are reasonable and we try and represent them and we get results. Okay?
Very easy.
I realized that one of the problems for you all was that like you didn't want to talk your business in front of everyone, right? So what I would say is that this will give you individual attention, it will give you some privacy, and your business will be your business, it won't be everybody's.
Most people when they walking around like we did, most people said to us that HDC gave you a paper to fill out with the complaints and all the challenges within the house within 3 months. Everybody that we spoke to said they submitted their paper and HDC has not reached yet, they're still waiting. So people are flooding houses, toilet issues, plumbing issues, leak issues, family roof, electrical problems, and those are challenges that are very serious. And up to today's day, because I am in the same situation where they have not reached us yet, so we're hoping that when you go to represent, you can tell them about these things. Yeah. When I called WASA on Wednesday to complain. WASA said that you all have to say Lucky is still getting water every day. It has places and see water for 3 months. And I found that was not a proper solution.
No, that is not a
because water comes on a morning between 8, 7:30 and by 2, 3, 12, 9 and 10 o'clock it goes every single day.
Well, my son is going to work after 6 and I don't have a little bit about after 7 and I come it have no water. And I got very enough for
We in Cashew Gardens are the first generation of people to live in the area. Just like the area I grew up in. And the people have to get to know one another, love one and care for one another. My children will know your children. Your grandchildren will know my grandchildren. And long after we're gone, who is your grandmother, who is your grandfather? Well, I know so and so. That was we were friends, we were so and so. We have to stick together. And this is very good for the outcome. I expected more people to be here. True. And Mr. Botawari, the Honorable Mr. Botawari, is helping us. And I hope that on the next occasion people respond more faithfully and more diligently towards it. I will make time to come out to go to Mr. Tawari's office. I will tell everyone who knows that I spoke the truth about my situation. I didn't come here to hide anything. As Mr. Tawari said, he could only help us if we tell the truth. If you go to the doctor, you ask him, what's the problem? You have a pain but you don't want to say. How could you get it? I came straight forward. And everything I said is the final things that I have to submit the letters so that I can find them. I have to find them, get the settlements and bring them forward. Everything else has been done. And still they're giving them the secret. And I want to write all I'm asking for is for time. And I said, well, get the time so I can see about everything I don't help out with the bad, which I'm scared about because when you're bad then, you don't get help. And I was very, very pleased with that. I was getting here, and that's all I have to say.
Very good.
It also had people from walking around who was afraid to put like sign up before because they're afraid people can't get to know their business.
Crime and the issue of crime isn't unique to any area in Cashew Gardens or the country. I'll start by saying that. Criminal elements have no regard for whether it's Cashew Gardens North, Cashew Gardens Central, or Cashew on the Hill. Okay? They have no regards for whether it's Cashew Gardens HEC Council or Cashew Gardens or the Hill Council. They have no regards for that. And they are more organized amongst themselves within Cashew than we are as residents. That being said, this very concern that you all have highlighted now with regards to crime and safety and security was brought up on our side, up on the hill. And the initiative was taken to liaise with the police service, give them ideas to what's happening and what our concerns are.
I want to thank the Vice President, Mr. McFarlane, Ms. Joel Hillis, the Secretary Hill, and Ms. Susan Wint from the Treasurer for basically helping me and supporting the community in this particular meeting. I want to thank each and every one of you for, first of all, taking the decision to come, having the courage and the commitment to come, and secondly, for being so open with the things that you said. Now, what did we decide? We decided, first of all, if each one of you here, and if each one of you let the two neighbors and the two sides of you know, alright, that would double, triple the number of people who are here. They are free to come to my office, the parliamentary office, either on Mission Road in Freeport or in Montrose opposite 1035 on any day. And what my staff will do is to take the information and prepare the letters so that we could represent your particular interest to suit you. That is to say, because everybody's situation is also different. Okay, so we will do that. The second thing is that once we begin to deal with that and we send out all the letters to the HDC on your behalf, we are going to take all the letters that we send to the HDC and send it to the minister responsible. In this particular case, the minister right now, I don't know if he's going to appoint anybody else. With the Prime Minister of Canada, I don't think he will Dr. Rowley. So I'll send the letters to him with a covering letter, letting him know that this is one of the problems we are wrestling with in this community. The third thing is that we will wait to see if we get any action and a response from the HDC. I think we will, and we will see how we can manage the situation so that everybody. What I do not want is for somebody who has a home and is willing to do what is required to keep that home. I don't want that person to be put out on the street. I don't think that is right. I don't think that is nice. And I would like to work with you to make that possible, and for you to work with me so we can help one another. And the other thing that I promise to do, I don't want to promise too many things. The other thing I want to do is that I will write a letter to the HDC about the submission problems with houses submitted to the HDC here, and ask them what is the status and would they make a dedicated effort to do these things in the community for the homes here. And thirdly, I will try to figure out, because I'm not sure yet, what is it we can propose to them for dealing with a community in which you have 50 to 60 disabled people of different kinds operating here. Because I feel you have to treat that community a little differently. It's not like everybody is able-bodied and you're okay with managing it. And I feel that we have to do that. So those things that I mentioned, I promise to do and to follow. You are having that community meeting with Inspector Bidesi on the 16th. On that particular day, I'm doing surgery on my right eye. And I don't know if I'll be able to function in the night when you're having the meeting. So if I cannot function, I won't come, but I'll send somebody here from my office. And if I can come, in other words, if the thing is okay because they put a patch over my eye and stuff. If I'm okay, I will just come and sit in the meeting and perhaps not be as active as I know.
Yes, once again, we'd like to thank Mr. Tawari and his team for coming out on this pressing issue that we have. A number of things were mentioned, and we have a lot of things that we will be speaking to Mr. Tawari with at a later time. Quite quickly, just to make a quick plug, your mailboxes, once again, tell your neighbor to the left, your neighbor to the right, your neighbor to the back. Put your mailboxes if you don't want to go to farms. TT Post is ready to deliver your mail, they're only waiting on you.
We thank you for this very successful. We pray for your blessings on these people who are gathered here and all their neighbors and friends who might not have been able to come. We hope that you will be with each one of them as they identify their problems and they make representation on their behalf. And we ask that you strengthen each one of them and strengthen the community and strengthen the spirit of community, so that they may thrive and do better, and so that their children will be better order and safer in this country. We ask for your blessing and your mercy.
Thank you.